Okay, so we're supposed to be second graders today, and we're learning about buoyancy. So, my hook is a video, and we're gonna watch it.
How can a ship that weighs a massive amount float in water while small things like pebbles sink?
Oh, yes, it's good. Okay.
When a ship is in the ocean, gravity is a constant downward force on the ship. But the water that the ship is in has a constant upward force on the ship called buoyant force. Archimedes' principle is that the buoyant force of a fluid is equal to the weight of the displaced liquid. A ship will float as long as it weighs less than the amount of water the hull can displace. Container ships that transport heavy loads use especially long and wide hull construction to increase the maximum amount of buoyant force a ship can withstand without sinking. If the ship's load is too heavy, it will sink.
So, after looking at that video, what was the keyword in the video? Buoyancy. Yes, that's what we're gonna learn about buoyancy. So I was talking about how the force, the water force. Sorry, you guys. Water force. Should I talk about it? Oh, sorry, my bad. So buoyancy, does anyone know what buoyancy means? Yes. When something is does anyone else have a different idea what buoyancy means? No? No, it's the first time I heard that word. Oh, okay. I mean, it was for me too. Yes, buoyancy means it's like the ability for something to be able to float. And then in science terms, buoyancy means the upward force, like what the video was talking about. The forces a fluid of an object to go float up, because the object is less dense than the water. So the lighter it is, like the container ship you guys saw in the video, it still weighed a lot, but it was still able to float. So it still had that upward force from the water to make it float. But then as you add on more containers, it was too heavy. So it was more dense than the water, so it sunk basically. It didn't have buoyancy anymore, so it wasn't able to float. And so, yeah, buoyancy, like Sarah said, it allows things to float, or otherwise you could say provide a lift, like a balloon, for an object, or in this case the ship, to float. So I was gonna have a KWHL chart, and I was gonna ask you guys about think of a time where you saw boats, floating on water, or what do you know about floating boats or anything that floats? Did I surprise anyone? It looks like we have 2 to 1. So, yeah. K will be like what we think we know about why things float. And then W will be about what we want to know why things float. And then H will be about how we will find out how things float. And then the L, what we learned about what makes things float, will be after we do the activity and do more discussion. This way. So we're gonna do, I guess, the activity whenever you guys are ready. Yep. Okay. So I have, I guess you can say room temperature water. for this activity, I would use a clear, deep bowl so you can see, but I didn't have one, so I brought this. So if I were to drop this orange into this bucket of water, do you think it will float, or would it stink? Would it bounce? You think it's gonna float, so we have buoyancy?
Sink then float.
Sink then float. Okay, there's different answers. Or it's gonna float, or it's just gonna sink. It's gonna sink and then float. So you drop it in there. You guys can stand up so you guys can see it too, because you can't see it through the side.
You're right. Yeah.
Ooh, so it did sink, right? And then it bounced back up. So that's the buoyancy, where it bounces on the water and it floats in the water until the level of water density and the upward force from the liquid is kind of equal, so that you can float or have buoyancy on the water, the surface of the water. So you guys observed that when I dropped it, it went to the bottom, but it came back up, so it floated.
Did that surprise anyone?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna peel the orange.
Why do you think it was the same shape as
So we're gonna make a prediction.
Alright, so
What do you think is gonna happen after I peel the orange?
It'll just sink.
So the orange itself will just sink. Why do you guys think that?
I think it's something to do with the peel.
The peel?
Maybe like a harder shell or something. Because the water couldn't get into it.
The water can get into the because of the peel?
Yeah.
Okay. So you think water's gonna go into the orange itself? Okay. Those are good guesses. So that kind of answers how we find out about how things float. So we're making educated guesses on how you think things will float. Okay. Okay. So this is the orange itself after peel. I'm gonna drop it. Oh, what did you guys notice? There's bubbles coming out. Yeah. Did you guys see it when I first dropped it?
It was like in the middle first.
It was in the
sink.
Oh,
Yeah.
It went back out, right? Because I think, like how Sarah said, because water couldn't get into it at first, and then now the water can get into it. There's bubbles, coming out. So what if I put the peel in? Do you think it's gonna sink or float? You think it's gonna float?
I think it'll sink.
Sink? Float. You think it floats? You
Maybe,
think it'll float
yeah.
because it's light? Yeah. What do you think?
I guess it'll float.
It'll float?
Yeah.
Kind of what Lou said?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. You guys ready to see if we'll float or sink? See if it has buoyancy or not?
And I want you to
Drop
put,
that in there.
you want to label in big charts your predictions.
What's happening?
It's the
So it's still
floating, yeah.
floating, right? Even though it's peeled and then, when it had some water in
Because
it.
it doesn't soak in the water.
It doesn't soak in the water, yeah. Like the orange did. It just soaked up the water and it fell to the bottom of the bucket. Okay, so you would do more discussing. You would usually write this in your science notebook. Draw what you see, write your observations and then make your predictions and then write and draw out your observations again. And just discuss it further. Yep. And then we'll answer the L, which is what we learned about what makes things float. And a keyword or vocabulary word would be because of buoyancy. Yep. That's it. Oh, yeah.
Can I eat the orange?
If you want to.
It's in water now.
It's in water.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
very juicy.
Yeah, they will.